Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So ADA shows some signs of life. Nothing I would get super excited about. All that happened is that we see a little bit of a green candle here because ADA broke above that resistance level that I highlighted to you, the 32-cent level. Whenever you get a break above such a level, you can normally expect some kind of movement because, you know, as you can see, the price has been constrained below the 32-cent level for a while. And we talked about if we can get above 32, it would most likely take us fairly quickly to 33 or 33.2 cents. That's nothing to get super excited about. We've got on the chart here the bullish count and the bearish count. They are both, unfortunately, still very, very much possible. But at the moment, it looks a little bit more like that ADA is following here a bullish count, that we can take a look at the white wave count that is. And that is possible as long as we're holding here this yellow support area. So as long as we're holding the 30-cent level, as long as that's intact, you know, the chart can move higher, certainly, because this 1-2 setup is valid, okay? So that means that here with this low, there is at least a case to be made that ADA has finished the correction. This was a wave 1 to the upside, here a wave 2. We came into my support area. This was a long entry area, as always, you know, these trend reversal areas. Now, I'm never telling you to buy, you have to make that decision for yourself, but these are the areas where I believe the price is turning. Here it did turn, and it has moved up since then. How much? Around 8%. Not bad, but I also need to highlight that ADA hasn't really delivered massive performance here in the last few days. This is nothing to get too excited about, at least not yet. So we can also draw a little bit of a channel, actually. If you draw a parallel channel, let's see if it might actually be relevant. So you could even argue we're just in this channel. So I would be careful here to get overexcited because we are just approaching channel resistance at 32.8 cents. If we get above that, it can take us certainly to 33.2. And then, as we already highlighted in the last video, the target for this wave 3 up here, yeah, white wave 3, we can just calculate that target again, would take us to the 1.618 extension, actually only 34 cents. But we need to be careful because it's most likely higher, because we have to consider also here that 1-2 setup that we've got. And there's different ways of how this can be counted. Let me, to not cause confusion, I'll move the yellow count out of the way for a moment, but we get back to that. We've got obviously here the idea that this was a 1-2 setup. It would have to be a wave 1 as a leading diagonal, which isn't great, but it's a possible 1-2 setup. And here then the wave 3. And what we've got here as the subwaves, these are the subwaves of that wave 3. Here a wave 1 and here a wave 2. And then from here we can start in the third wave. So if I calculate the target for this third wave, then of course the higher degree wave 3 needs to be higher. So this third wave here should take us to 34.2 cents, which means that the higher degree wave 3 will most likely sit higher, maybe the 35, 36 cent range. All of that provided that, here the 30-cent level is holding. And in the short term, it would be important to hold the 31-cent level. Now, the problem is, if I look at this as a bullish count, there's different ways of counting this. I mean, we're getting to micro counting here. You know, they are sometimes unreliable, these micro counts. They are fragile. There's different interpretations. The view is, I could also count this in a different way, but actually having the wave 2 here looks okay given the strong move to the upside, because this strong move here suggests this is a wave 3. So 1-2 and then 1-2, and now the wave 3 to the upside into the direction around 34 cents. So to get more confidence that this bullish count is actually working out, I want to see, and the bulls need to do that, a break out of the channel. I want to break above the wave E high, above 33.2 cents, and I want to reach that rough 34 cent target for wave 3. And then we can take this more seriously, because until then, the yellow count is still very, very likely. The count has done nothing to invalidate here the yellow count, or the chart has done nothing. So this is the bearish count, where we're saying we're in a 5-wave move to the downside, and that's valid as long as we stay below 33.2 cents. Now, admittedly, we've now pushed into a direction or into a region where the bearish count gets less likely, because as soon as you get above the 78.6% retrace, it is often not a wave 2 anymore. But we haven't substantially broken that level. As you can see, we are below the 32.4 cent level. But if we push higher, and especially if we push above 32.8, which would also take us out of this channel, yeah, I think the bullish count is getting more likely. At the moment, I still have massive concerns about this bullish count. I did express that before, and I said until I see really strong signals that the bullish count is working out, I would not follow this with high confidence. And the reason is that it just doesn't look very impulsive. And the wave 1 at best is a leading diagonal. This whole thing could just be a corrective move and breakdown. So therefore, I'm not too excited about this, I have to tell you that as well. But of course, potential is there, especially with today's green candle. But there's nothing to get too excited about, at least not yet. Okay, so as we push higher here and see the 5 waves form, and if we really get all those 5 waves complete here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anybody who didn't enter here will or should have another chance to enter after this ABC correction here in what I would then consider another larger 1-2 setup. Okay, and that's my update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.